Hello everybody and welcome to JGod Gaming. Today's video is all about a subscriber breakdown. I'm switching up the format yet again. I want to try and condense it a little bit and see if I can make the video as short as possible but as impactful as possible. So I hope you like some of the changes. If you're new to the channel, remember to hit that subscribe button. I typically do in-game updates, best class setups, subscriber breakdowns, as well as other all types of Call of Duty stuff. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you subscribe. Hopefully you do enjoy the video at any point or learn a tip. If you do, make sure you hit that like button. Do have a goal of about 150 likes for this video. Let's see what we can get to. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the class setup. You can see he's running Expeditionary with Specialist, double S mine, and the double flashbang. Secondary doesn't look like it really matters. I guess when you hit those cavalry guys, you can come around the right side, knife them real quick. So sometimes that helps, but in this gameplay, not really shown off. You can see the S mines don't get used very often, at least not in hot spots where they could be used. And the flashbangs, pretty good use of the flashbangs. Tends to throw them right at the hot spots. One thing I do want to talk about with Specialists, if you don't typically have a higher KD already and don't go on regular 10 streaks, I would not use this Specialist basic training at all, just because it is definitely a higher tier class setup item. And if you're not typically going on those streaks, you're basically wasting your opportunity at other basic trainings. One of the best spots on this map is actually right here. You stand right there, you actually get a good head glitch. Right now, he doesn't have any kind of nade protection, so no armored, no protection. So there's no reason for him to jump on the B flag without any kind of support, and you're going to see what happens. In this specific scenario on an opening rush, you just want to make sure you hold down the area while you can get teammates near you. And then once they get there, you guys jump all out at once so it gets taken right away and you're less risk of dying by a nade. Obviously, he's in a bad situation. People are rushing him, and he ends up getting killed. Right, here's another situation right away that instead of pushing through mid, you can see his teammates are coming around the right side. Instead of pushing mid, he can actually do a flank because the enemy team that's on B is focused on his teammates over here. So now they only need to look one way. There's no fear of looking at that mid section where he could have been, and he could end up shooting these people in the back or in the side as they pushed around B and kept them off. So another positioning thing, just kind of an issue there. This next part is related to map awareness. You're going to see in my gut, I'm like, turn around, there's a guy behind you. You can see him. Look at the guy on the mini map. He's just shooting his weapon. He's behind him to the right, and he continues to fire the weapon. Luckily, a teammate does take care of him, but at the end of the day, it's like there's no risk to you in the front side. Turn around, take care of the enemy. I don't know if you didn't see the person or you just didn't care. You were focusing on one sight line, but a lot of times people do get that tunnel vision. They lose track of sight or where people should be. And you saw that there was a guy right there, or at least I did. So you want to make sure that you have that good mini-map awareness where you're checking that regularly. And even audibly, I could hear that the guy was behind you to the right. And immediately after that, you could see he pushes forward. And then there's a guy right there on the mini-map. I don't know why he's not pre-aiming, but he puts himself in a bad position. As he came around the corner, he should have been pre-aiming, and then he would have got an easy kill. The guy took a little quick second to turn on him, but he knew exactly where the guy was if he was just watching the mini-map. So another case of mini-map awareness. Right here that's coming up is you're going to see an example of a poor choice of gunfight. So right here, he takes this guy out, and then there's another guy over here on this head glitch. This is not the angle you want to choose. You should strafe over to cover, so at least less of your body's showing, but you're allowing your entire body to show. That's just a bad choice right there. I would have strafed over to the left. Even though that's not really a good gunfight, I would have bailed completely. I would have ran back through A. But at that specific spot, you could have strafed over. And at least if you're comfortable in your shot while that guy's on the head glitch, you can at least get a little bit of head glitch of your own. This next part of the video is another case of poor choice. You can see he has a little bit of a power position. No teammates are on this side, so it's not really looking good. They don't seem to really push the objective, but they are up a couple points. He does kind of move around the map. I don't know exactly what he's doing right here. He's waiting for that bouncing Betty to go off. Ends up killing this guy, but then look how he positions here. He sees a guy right there on the head glitch. So he could either go around, flank through mid, but he chooses to give up all cover, close the distance just a little bit, and then jump out into the open, tries to get a little bit of flashbang. It doesn't go off. He peeks out, absolutely demolished. The guy's looking and waiting for him. So no surprise there. That guy is almost basically mounted. So that's basically it for the first half. So what I'm going to do is talk about the pros and cons of their gameplay. If you did enjoy the video anyway, remember to hit that like button. If you are liking the content, go ahead and make sure you subscribe, as well as some of my other videos, just so you get all that type of content that I do put out with notifications on. Let's look at the positives and the opportunities that they could work on. And focusing on the things that this player does well, you can see that they have the correct sensitivity. And what I mean by that is it doesn't look too high or too low. So it feels like they're good there. They just got to pretty much work on the little bit of accuracy by trying to maintain their shots, either through burst firing or through strafing more. Other thing they do well is a basic concept of map control. And what I mean by that is they are positioning for map control. They might not win all those gunfights and their team isn't really helping for the most part, but at the end of the day, they are positioning themselves in a way that would lead to more map control. They just need to get better at those gunfights and some of the opportunities that we're going to talk about in a little bit. Good use of tacticals, tends to throw those out pretty regularly and in hot spots, so not really wasted. But let's get into the opportunities, which is a majority of what people want from these videos, is how they can improve. So when it comes to opportunities, I would say that map awareness is key. And that goes back to a couple of those gunfights where the guy was literally behind him and then he came around the corner on the other one and he just ended up getting killed because he wasn't even aimed down sight. So I would highly recommend switching things up a little bit, where you look at the minimap a little bit more, try to multitask and improve in that aspect. And then the other part is pre-aiming more. You got to pre-aim around pretty much every corner. It'll slow your sprint down so that you don't actually end up getting caught coming out of sprint and lose those gunfights immediately anyways. When it comes to the class setup, I thought that the class setup was fine overall as far as the weapon setup. But when it comes to the actual basic training, I would not run specialist. I didn't see you really get on any streaks in this entire video, and I don't know if this is one-off, but more than likely you shouldn't be using specialist. The same goes for escalation. I've seen a bunch of people post videos where they have escalation in it, and it's like, well, you're not even getting double kills. You should probably use a basic training that's going to help you in a little bit more of the streaks, because you're not running out of ammo. So there's different tactics that you can use, but specialist probably isn't ideal for you until you bump that score per minute and KD just a little bit higher and get those consistent streaks on a regular basis. As far as the decision-making process, what I mean by that is there's a lot of times where you force gunfights that you were already going to lose and you're just in bad position. And that goes back to positioning. There's certain head glitches that you can take advantage of that you're not using. You run through mid-map sometimes when it's not always the best decision. But overall, that's pretty much the breakdown of the video. If you guys did enjoy, again, remember to hit the like button. I do have a goal of 150 likes. Subscribe. Obviously, if you're still watching this point, you probably enjoyed some of what I had to say. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to be featured in a future breakdown, go ahead and make sure you read the description pretty clearly. And then make sure you upload that video, post in the comment section, #review, so I can get to it as quick as possible. Thank you all for watching. As always, have a great day.